The sixth roster update of NBA 2K21 is here. Let's break it down. Que pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
AKA your mama's best friend.
I'm going to show you every team's major changes rating wise. Obviously, I'm not going to cover every single person because that would take way too long, so I cover all the major ones. Before this video starts, so please be an OG, join the pack and subscriber. Really close to 300,000 subscribers. It'd be awesome if you could help us get there. Okay, let's start off with the Philadelphia 76ers, as we always do. Tobias Harris has been picking up the 76ers slack because Ben Simmons has been missing games and Joel Embiid. And Tobias Harris has been going kind of off throughout this, being consistent. And now he's tied with Ben Simmons as the second best player on the team. No one would have predicted that at the start of the year. That's also because Ben Simmons goes down one from an 88 to an 87, which is okay. I think throughout the season, Ben Simmons will go up though. So for the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris Middleton goes from an 86 to an 85. So now Drew Holiday is now considered officially the second best player of the Milwaukee Bucks, at least at the moment. That might change throughout the year, but kind of weird to see for sure. Dante DiVincenzo goes +1, making him tied, I believe, is the fifth best player on the team with Brook Lopez. So pretty up there for him. And a surprising one for me, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Giannis's brother, goes +2 from a 70 to a 72, getting a little more playing time than usual and trying to do the most with it. And he's been doing pretty good. Okay, for this Bulls team that is completely new, I swear. Nikola Vucevic goes -1 from an 88 to an 87. So he would have been tied with Zach LaVine as the best player. Now he's the second best player on the team, at least at the moment. Thaddeus Young goes +1 while Larry goes -1, making Thaddeus the third best player on this team. A couple switch ups here and there, but I think Laurie is going to come back pretty good. Kobe White goes -1. We're getting a lot of downgrades for this team, but I think even though there's getting downgrades, I think throughout the year, more upgrades are going to happen because they're obviously going to start winning some more games because they're better now. I think so. Okay, for the Cavaliers, the only one that I saw was Dean Wade, all the way over here, +3 for him from a 70 to a 73. I think he started the year as like a 67 overall. So he's been going up a lot, so that's pretty good. For the Boston Celtics, Kemba Walker -2, while Evan Fournier goes +1. So now they're tied as the third best player on the team. Now with the new pickup of Evan Fournier, it's going to be interesting to see how they implement him onto the team. Robert Williams enters the 80 overall club +1 for the first time in his entire career, so good for him. For the Los Angeles Clippers, Paul George -1 from a 90 to an 89, leaving the 90 overall club, but I think he'll be fine. Luke Kennard finally goes up again from a 74 to a 77, so +3 for him, and he deserves that. I don't know why he keeps getting downgrades at the year. When Luke Kennard gets buckets, he can. And then we have also Terrence Mann from a 72 to a 75, +3 for him as well. For the Grizzlies, Ja Morant from an 86 to an 85, so -1 for Ja. Jonas Valanciunas, I haven't said his name in a little bit, +1 for him from an 82 to an 83, getting closer to Ja Morant as the best player on the team, but obviously Ja is the best. For the Hawks, a lot of changes. John Collins +1, so from an 84 to 85, so now he's clearly going up on the team because they thought they were going to trade him, but now he's actually getting a lot better because they've been winning a lot more. Speaking of that, Danilo Gallinari +2 from a 79 to an 81. He has been finally what they wanted him to be and expected him to be when he signed with the team. So now he's doing pretty good. Tony Snell +2. He kind of goes up and down throughout the year every year, so it's not a big deal. And then Nathan Knight +3 from a 70 to a 73. Don't know much about him, but apparently he's getting minutes and playing good, so good for him. For the Heat, who got so much better, Jimmy Butler +1 from a 90 to a 91. If you look at his stats for the past month, he's been insane. Victor Oladipo's now on the team. Bam Adebayo goes -1, but that makes no sense. If you saw how good he's been playing the past couple games, it's disrespectful. Tyler Hero goes -1. Goran Dragic goes -1. A lot of -1s for the team. Kendrick Nunn -1 as well. Bielitsa goes -2. So a ton of downgrades for this team, but now they're so much better and they're going to start winning a lot more games that I think it's going to go up everyone again. Okay, so for the Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward -1 from an 85 to an 84, which is weird because they're winning games even without LaMelo Ball. But I'm surprised if you're going to downgrade Gordon, you should have upgraded Terry Rozier, and they didn't, and that's kind of weird to me. We got Malik Monk -2 from a 79 to a 77, so another downgrade for them. For the Jazz, Mike Conley -1 from an 85 to an 84. Jordan Clarkson -2 from an 84 to an 82. But Joe Ingles goes back to the 80 overall club for the first time this year from a 79 to an 80. Bojan goes -2 from a 78 to a 76. As you can notice so far with this roster update, Ersan Ilyasova -3. Bro, like, they're being brutal this roster update. People are getting downgrades hard. For the Kings, Tyrese Halliburton -1. Hassan Whiteside -1 as well, but that one's deserved. And then Rashawn Holmes +1, so now he's tied for the second best player on the team with Tyrese. For the Knicks, upgrades, baby. Julius Randle +1, 88 overall. That's massive. I would have never guessed he'd be that high this year. RJ Barrett +2, finally getting the respect he deserves. He is easily the third best player on this team, arguably even the second best player, and his play has been showing that, and now rating wise he is. You could argue that Mitchell Robinson's the second best player because of what he brings defensively, but RJ Barrett definitely needs to be up there, and now he finally is, and that's good. Nerlens Noel +1 because he's been getting a lot more minutes because Mitchell Robinson was injured for a while. And then Alec Burks +1 because he's been a bucket, and he's always been a bucket, and now he's just showing it even more with the Knicks. For the Los Angeles Lakers, so Montrezl Harrell +1, he has to be. I mean, these two are gone and injured, and so someone needs to pick it up, and it's been Montrez. Or sorry, it's been Trez. And then Kyle Kuzma +1 as well, also picking up the slack offensively. Talon Horton Tucker +1 as well. So little upgrades for the Lakers here and there. For the Magic, who are basically a brand new team, Wendell Carter Jr. +1, while Otto Porter gets -1, making them obviously 1 and 2 on this team, Wendell Carter being the best for the team, and that makes sense. We'll see when they actually play together, but yeah, it sounds about right. For the Mavericks, nothing, surprisingly. For the Nets, a huge one, Nicholas Claxton +3. He's been playing fantastic. I'm not even afraid to say this. If he keeps playing the way he has been, he could end up being the starting center for this team. He's been fantastic. For the Nuggets, so Michael Porter Jr. +1. Aaron Gordon now is on the team. Then you have Will Barton +2 from a 75 to a 77. So you have some upgrades here. For the Pacers, we have TJ McConnell +1 from a 78 to a 79. He's actually been playing very good defense this year, believe it or not, and that's why it's been contributing to how good he is rating-wise. Nothing for the Pelicans, at least from what I could find. For the Pistons, Mason Plumlee +1. I mean, somebody's got to do something on this team, and he's one of the only ones. Isaiah Stewart +2, making him the fourth best player on this team from a 76 to a 78. Dennis Smith Jr. +1 as a starting point guard. He's been kind of doing better compared to when he was with the Knicks. So for the Raptors, Kyle Lowry -1, making Fred obviously the best player on this team. Pascal Siakam -1 as well. OG +1, so he's kind of going up while these guys are coming down. So kind of the youth are kind of coming out of nowhere and trying to be the better players for the team. Now for the Rockets, rookie Jayshawn Tate, 78 overall +1 for him, and he doesn't even have a face scan. Isn't that kind of crazy? Kevin Porter Jr. +2, he absolutely deserves that as well. He's been fantastic, and I don't know why he was in the G League when he's a bucket. So Kmart's son is also on the Rockets, and he got +6 from a 67 to a 73, finding some importance on the Rockets, which is good. For the Spurs, DeJounte Murray -1, even though his offense has been a little stagnant lately. I think it's kind of ridiculous to give him that. Derek White, this one hurt me even more because he's been playing better lately. -2 from a 79 to a 77. Makes no sense because he's been playing better lately, so that's weird. And then Drew Eubanks, who's been getting a little more minutes because of injuries. +3 for him from a 70 to a 73, and that's really it. Nothing for the Suns at the moment. So for the Thunder, Lou Dort goes +1 from a 76 to a 77. Tony Bradley +2, who's now on the Thunder, from a 75 to a 77. And then Moses Brown, highest rating change on this roster from a 67 to a 75. So +7 for Moses. So for the Timberwolves, from an 89 to an 87, -2 for Cat. Kind of messed up, but Anthony Edwards finally gets his upgrade from a 77 to an 80, so +3 for Anthony Edwards. Ricky Rubio also finally gets that big upgrade this season from a 75 to a 78, so +3 for him because he's actually playing a lot now. And then Jalen Noel, coming out of nowhere, playing very good from a 74 to a 76, +2 for him. Now for the Blazers, a lot of people. Where do we start? CJ McCollum -1, but that's not a big deal. Norman Powell +1. From an 81 to an 82, now the third best player on this team and a huge pickup for the Blazers. And this Canner +1, he's been fantastic for the Blazers, it's crazy. Carmelo Anthony +1, back to the 80 overall club for the first time since he was on the Knicks. Isn't that nuts? For the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins +1, back in the 80 overall club where he belongs. Jordan Poole, a huge upgrade, 5 overall upgrade from a 72 to a 77. He kind of showed flashes of this last year when everyone was injured, and now he's showing it again. Now for the Wizards, Russell Westbrook only +1. We've been saying he needs an upgrade, but they only gave him a +1. Rui Hachimura's been playing very, very good lately from a 77 to a 79. And Daniel Gafford, the new pickup, +1. And that is it. That is everything I saw for this roster update. What do you think? Who do you think needed to be upgraded or downgraded? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.